Oh, we have another mock draft. This one coming from Mel Kiper, his 2.0. Let's take a look at who he has the New York Jets selecting.
Jets, Jets!
All right, guys, welcome in. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, I go live every Monday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock for my live call-in show, and Tuesdays, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock for our Talkin' Jets panel with myself, O'Leary, and Greenbean. So make sure you tune into that for all your Jet-related content. But let's jump in to today's video, and we are talking another mock draft. This one coming from Mel Kiper, his 2.0 mock draft for the season. Who are the Jets going to select in this year's top 10? We got two top 10 picks. Last time he had the Jets going with Hamilton and Drake London. Let's take a look and see how he's evolved his draft this upcoming mock draft. So at number 1, he has the Jags taking Ikem Ekwonu, the guard tackle out of NC State. I love this guy. I do think the Jags end up making an offensive lineman pick. And I think with Evan Neal backing out of the combine, it opens the door for Ekwonu to really capture that number 1 overall offensive lineman spot. So this would not shock me in the slightest at this pick for the Jaguars. At number 2, he has the Lions with Hutchinson. I think that makes a ton of sense. I've been saying the whole time, keep the Michigan kid in Michigan. You need an edge rusher. This is a good route to go. At number 3, they have the Texans taking Evan Neal. Now, I imagine if they're making this selection, maybe they are trading away Laramie Tunsil. I know there's rumors of that possibly happening, and now the 2 offensive linemen that the Jets could have been looking at are off the board for them, but Kayvon Thibodeaux would be sitting there looking them square in the face, as well as Kyle Hamilton in this mock draft. The Mel Kiper has the Jets taking Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame. I don't hate Kyle Hamilton at all. I do think there's a conversation to be had about Kyle Hamilton and Kyle Pitts being generational players at their positions. Kyle Pitts being the tight end from last year's draft, going 4th overall. Kyle Hamilton possibly going 4th overall to the New York Jets here, playing at the safety position. Now, you don't generally take these positions very high in drafts, but when you are a generational unicorn caliber prospect, there could be an argument for it. And I think you can't really look at Kyle Pitts and Kyle Hamilton in the same light, because Kyle Pitts is playing a wide receiver role, which I would argue is a premium position in the NFL, where Kyle Hamilton, you're not really going to ask him to play cornerback or edge rusher, which would be a premium position in the NFL. You're going to ask him to be a safety, and even though he can play at kind of all 3 levels throughout his position, it's not really the same impact that those other positions may have. So I don't know if you can compare him apples to apples, but he's an elite caliber prospect with some great range. I'm not worried about his knee injury. He wound up having a knee injury, but I think Notre Dame wound up holding him out because of what happened to Jalen Smith a few years ago, winds up tearing his ACL on a bowl game, and ruins like millions and millions of dollars that he could have captured from being like a top 5 pick. So I'm not worried about the knee. I think Hamilton's fine. There would have to be a lot of things that would go wrong. I would have to say both edge rushers would have to go in front of me, and then maybe you don't like one of the 2 offensive linemen in order for me to go with Hamilton. I don't love this pick. I don't love it. At number 5, he has the Giants going Thibodeaux, which I think makes perfect sense. I think they're going to help some on their offensive line and some on their defensive line with their top 2 picks. The Panthers, they have Charles Cross, tackle. I think that's a good pick for them. Giants taking Devin Lloyd at number 7 is interesting. I don't think Giant fans probably like this pick, because I like Devin Lloyd, the prospect. I think Giant fans either want double dip at offensive line or edge rusher offensive line with their top 2 picks. I think they'd be pretty upset if they went defense with both of them. But if you're a Giants fan, let me know in the comments section down below. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. The Falcons taking Sauce Gardner. This seems to be like the most consistent pick that I've seen the Falcons make, aside from maybe wide receiver. And I would say I'm concerned about this. I would like to see Sauce Gardner fall to the Jets at number 10. That's where I would like to take him. But I don't know if he's going to wind up falling. So I love this pick for the Falcons here. I think he's a great corner. At number 9, the Broncos wind up trading with the Browns, and the Browns jump in front of the Jets to select Drake London. That was the wide receiver that Mel Kiper had the Jets taking in his last mock draft. So he's still high on Drake London, but this time the Browns wind up jumping in front of him. They are going to lose Jarvis Landry. He is under contract, but he's due like $15 or $16 million, and there's no way they're going to pay him that. So he's definitely going to get cut. At number 10, he has the Jets addressing the opposite side of the ball, offensive line here, and this is Tyler Linderbaum. This is exciting because I think there's going to be a lot of fans out here that are probably pretty polarized across the board on this particular mock draft because there's two phenomenal players that are being selected at two positions that are not generally thought of as top 10 pick worthy positions. And Tyler Linderbaum is an incredible prospect. If you haven't seen the video of this guy like running down the field, throwing blocks, go over to Twitter and just Google some highlights. This guy is incredible. He is definitely the best center prospect to come out in a long time. And I would not be upset if the Jets wind up making this pick. You can cut Connor McGovern and save $9 million. His contract's up at the end of this year anyway, so you need to look for a replacement in this draft regardless. It's just a matter of, do you take that in the top 10? I know a lot of us want to see our next Nick Mangold, our next Kevin Mawai, things of that nature, but I just don't know if center in the top 10 is better than, say, maybe 85% of what you can get of a center in, say, the third or fourth round, plus a corner, an edge rusher, something along those lines in the top 10. So I don't particularly love the idea of these two picks. I really don't want the draft to end up this way, but I do like the players. It's kind of a weird, frustrating thing. If you told me I'm coming away from the draft with Linderbaum and Hamilton in the first round, look, I'm not really going to be upset, but it's not the way I want the board to break at all. And I also don't really know if I see the Giants going with Devin Lloyd. So I feel like there's players that wind up getting swapped around. I don't think this is a great mock draft. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Hamilton? What do you think about Linderbaum? Did the Jets make the right picks in this mock draft? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, go Jets.